everybody, it's Keren here from tuppencecoloured.co.uk, and thank you very, very much for joining me today. This is the box that I've been making today, and I made it to fit a notebook that I also made. I got given a complete bookbinding kit for Christmas, and I have been using up all my retired Stampin' Up papers covering little notebooks that I have been making and binding. Now, don't please ask me about bookbinding, because I really only just started at Christmas, but there is a very good lady on YouTube called Sea Lemon. Go and look at her videos. She's got loads and loads of instructions for you. Today's video is not about bookbinding, and it's only partly about making the box. I wanted to give this notebook as a gift. I'm actually going to give it to my upline, so I want to make sure that she's received this before I actually post this video. Otherwise it would be a little bit of a giveaway. So I had to calculate the size of box that I needed to make it, and whenever I have an item that I want to make a box for, I've been sitting down with pencil and paper and working it out and calculating it, and then getting my sums wrong, and it all goes wrong, and I cut the card wrong, and then I've wasted a piece of card and I'm cross with myself, and the challenge is real. You may have been there. But in work, I use spreadsheets. I use spreadsheet software. I use Excel, as a matter of fact, Microsoft Excel. And I thought, why am I sitting here with paper and pencil trying to calculate the dimensions of this box when I've got spreadsheet software that can do it for me? So what I have done is I have put together a spreadsheet calculator for this kind of box, which is a fold flat box with two flaps top and bottom. And I'm going to put it on my blog so that you can go and download a copy. All right. So thank you for sticking with me through this very long introduction. Let's get on with making the box. This is the spreadsheet that I've created to help myself calculate how big I need to cut my card. So I've started by measuring my notebook and giving it a little bit of ease. So it's 4 3/8 of an inch wide, so that's 4.375. I've got a nice little conversion chart there to help you if, like me, you have trouble converting from fractions to decimals. So it's 5 3/4 of an inch high, so that's 5.75, and the depth is it's 5/8 of an inch deep. So those are the dimensions that I need, and as you can see, I need card that is 10 5/8 of an inch by 8 1/4 inches, and I've even got my scoring lines measured out for me down below. So here's the picture close up. So if you want to freeze frame, then now is a good time to do that. And here's my piece of fresh fig, which I've cut and scored and folded in accordance with those measurements. And now I'm going to do some trimming and get rid of the bits that I don't need. So in this little corner here, where I've got 4 little squares, I don't need those 3 squares. This is going to be the front of my box, so I don't need that one. Strictly speaking, I don't need that one either, but I am going to keep it. I don't need this little square, and I do need that piece. And then if I turn it around and I mark the pieces that I don't want in the same way, so I don't want that, I don't want that, I don't want that, I don't want that, and I don't want that. So I'm going to take my, I was going to take my snips actually. I think I'll take my nice big scissors, and I'm going to cut away the bits that I don't want. now I'm going to cut up as far as that line, that score mark there, with my little snips, and I'm just going to trim down the edges of those little pieces so that when I come to fold my box up, they will be nice and neat and fold away easily. Just reducing the bulk on the box. Same thing here. I'm just going to trim that away a little bit. Now, there's a couple of things I want to do before I start sticking the box sides together. Ahead of time, on the inside of the box, on the inside of what was going to be the front, I marked the centre of this panel, the pieces 4 1/8. And now I'm using my 3/4 of an inch circle, and I'm going to slip those pieces out of this little fold along here. Okay, and I've ahead of time I did a little bit of marking up on the reverse of my punch with my with a Sharpie, so that I could have a kind of a crosshairs effect that would help me. Okay, and this now is why I didn't cut those flaps away, because now I can fold them over and it gives me a nice finished edge. Okay. So I'm going to use tape today for my box, and I'm just going to tape this edge down. Although I'm saying I'm going to use tape now, but when push comes to shove, which better get the glue bottle out at some point during this process, because I do like my liquid adhesive, I really do. Okay, so that edge there is now nice and finished off. I have a corner rounder punch here. This one happens to be a retired punch. There are lots of corner rounders in the market, and if you don't have one, then Stampin Up can sell you one from the annual catalogue, and it's actually a triple punch, so you get kind of a 3-in-1, which is you know, pretty good value. All right, so now I'm just going to add on my tape to the flap, rub that down, and this is going to fit together very, very nicely for me, just like that. So I'm going to tuck in one of the flaps. Come on, in there, in you go. There's a good flap. Okay, and now I'm going to see if my gift fits inside. And it does. I just realised that I should have stuck my DSP onto the front of my box before I stuck it together, but I didn't. So now I'm going to have to kind of work around it, but don't worry, there is a workaround. So you see, I make these mistakes so that you don't have to. Yeah, so this is absolutely a case of don't do what I just did, do it the right way. So I'm just going to put my paper where I want it to be. Hopefully I'm going to get it straight. It's not one of my my stronger skills, getting things straight. I have astigmatism. That's what I'm saying anyway. Okay. So now that that is in place, this is where it is going to have to be a little bit fiddly, because I'm going to have to look inside the box. Can you see? Oops, and my adhesive is coming away there, so I'm going to have to go back to that with a little bit of liquid adhesive a bit later on. So I'm lining up with the edge of the piece that I already punched out and snip that out. And same thing at the other end. Line this up with a piece that I just snipped out. Can you see it? Sorry if it's difficult to see, and it would have been much easier if I'd done that while the box was still in the unassembled state, but it is what it is, and yeah, we've recovered from it. This is a scrap of Mossy Meadow, which I've cut out with the layering ovals framelit, and I'm just going to line that up with another oval cut with the same set that is in gold foil, and then on top of that I have another oval which is cut from this same paper, but I just want the other side up. And I'm just layering the three pieces together, and that's going to give me a nice little frame to go onto the front of my box. I'm just lightly brushing fresh fig ink over the edge of this die cut heart. I am so happy that we have got heart dies back in the catalogue, because I think it is such a useful shape for so many things. Been asked about this mat. It's a blending mat. It's basically just a piece of plastic, you know, stiff plastic, and it just stops your ink from being absorbed into whatever surface you're using. You could use your ordinary craft mat as well, but because this one is a light colour, it helps you to see what colour it is that you've got going. Alright, now that just gives a very subtle effect there onto the heart. I did think about mounting things up on dimensionals, but actually, as this is going to go through the post in a jiffy bag, I think I want things to stay quite flat, because I don't want things getting squashed too much while the post office has them. Okay, and I have the word thanks. This is from, I think the die set is called Well Written, or I'm not sure whether that might be the name of the companion stamp set. I will check which it is, and I will put it above the video here for you. But it's one of the sets that's in the new spring summer catalogue, and I hope it stays around for a while, because I do love me a die cut sentiment. I do. Okay, and this I've cut it out of the lovely lipstick foil card, which is one of the things that's in Celebration, and it is so super pretty. Really, really pretty. Alright, so this now is going to go onto the front of my box. And I'm just trying to decide whether I want any other embellishment with it. I think maybe I do. So just a little bit more. I've got the 1/8 of an inch gold cord, and I'm just going to wrap it round the box just a couple of times. And I'm just going to stick that down with, I'm just going to use tape. So, because it's all going to be covered up, so I'm just going to put some tape on there, and I'm just going to kind of wind that around a bit like that, bit more tape. I don't know why I'm saying tape like that. It just seemed like a good thing to do. It's been one of those weeks, folks. Okay, so pretty much happy with the way that that is sitting. I've put dimensionals onto the back of the central embellishment, my sentiment, whatever you want to call it. Just going to take the backs off those. This is after me saying I wasn't going to put dimensionals on there, but I can change my mind. I'm allowed. It's allowed. Okay, so I'm just going to centre that over the cord, and I'm just going to press that down. Now I want a bit more bling on this, I think, a little bit more zhuzh. So the same dies that I used to cut this heart out with, one of the other dies that you get with it is a heart's border, and it cuts out, well, the waste actually, what's left over is a lot of pretty little hearts just like this. So you know, don't throw them away. You know, really don't throw them away. I've got them all saved in a little tub. As you can see, I was playing with cutting out some of the lovely lipstick foil paper, which works very well with my thanks on the front of it. Okay. And not sure why my phone is buzzing, but it is. And I'm going to put one more down here, and I am going to go and get another one. Thought I brought 5 over. I can only find 4. I'm going to go and get another one and pop it up there. So that is my finished gift box for my can't think of the word of it, notebook. And we'll start that again. And there is my finished gift box for my notebook. And just going to prove to you, pull the flaps out here, just going to show you that yes, it does fit. And it does fit if you don't try to put the cover over the top. And just ease it in there, and that is. Thank you for staying with me to the very end of this video, and I'll see you again sometime soon. Bye bye.